Hey there, and welcome to Converse County Conversations. I'm your host, Brandi Sorensen, your neighbor, and probably the girl in the truck singing country too loud at the stoplight. I want to tell you why this podcast exists and why I hope you stick around. I grew up in Utah in a family where storytelling wasn't just something we did. It's a way of life. My dad had a gift. He was a cowboy poet and a world-class storyteller, and he saw everything as part of a bigger story. Every town we passed through, every mountain, diner, cemetery, or rundown barn, he had a name, a memory, and a lesson tied to it. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was connection. It was knowing that a town isn't made of buildings, it's made of people. And those people, they carry dreams, mistake, grit, and sometimes a whole lot of heartbreak, but also hope. And those stories, they matter because they root us. Now, I live in Converse County, Wyoming. I love it here, the land, the pace, the people, but something's been missing. I don't know the deeper stories. I know the headlines and the businesses, but not always the legacy behind them. I don't know who started what or who kept it going through the droughts, busts, or booms. I don't know who sacrificed what to build the towns we now live in, and I want you. So this podcast, it's me learning. It's me chasing those stories down, asking the questions my dad used to ask. It's me sitting down with longtime locals, business owners, ranchers, veterans, school teachers, and maybe even a guy who sells your coffee to find out what they've seen, what they've built, and what they love or lost right here in Converse County. This is about deeper appreciation. It's about slowing down long enough to listen. It's about honoring the people who came before us and recognizing those still shape our towns today. And I won't lie, sometimes we'll get gritty. Real stories aren't always polished, but they're honest, and that's what makes them beautiful. So if you're someone who wants to feel more rooted, who loves a good backstory, or who just wants to see their hometown with fresh eyes, you're in the right place. Welcome to Converse County Conversations. Let's dig in.
Hi, I'm Tyler Johnston with Johnston Realty.
And I'm Brandi Sorensen with Johnston Realty and ConverseCountyHome.com.
And I just thought we should take some time to introduce all of you to Brandi and who Brandi is and why she's Brandi and all the things that go with it.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing? Well, obviously we'll start with the obvious. How long have you been doing real estate?
I started in 2021.
Okay, so that's 4 years.
Yeah, depending on, this is like my 5th year almost, yeah. So there you go. I have had my own home be rented out before and everything, but I didn't get my license until in 21.
What made you get your license?
Well, my husband was in oilfield and it was 2020 and he again got laid off. Like it's just, booming.
The cycle.
And I was like, I need a career that I could rely on myself. And I thought, I had already thought about real estate again because we have had rentals. We are investing in real estate. And so I'm like, I could do that. Mm-hmm. I had good experience with an agent that helped us buy our home. And actually she reached out and was just, checking in. And I was like, hey, how's real estate? I could make a ton of money and it will be really easy. Just kidding.
So you're hooked, just like that.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go back to college. I had gone to college for vet tech, before when I was young and single, and but I didn't keep my license, and and then my kids now were all in school, and really you can't pay like if it was up to me to pay all of my bills, I couldn't do that on a vet tech salary.
Right.
But I also didn't want to start a whole new career. And so I thought, well, I can do real estate. I've been in sales before, so.
Right. Well, fun fact that I didn't know until after we actually started working together. Mm-hmm. You actually used to work with Dennis Switzer at KKTY in Douglas.
I did. Yeah. So for a short period of time, while I was working with my, for my kid, while I was just working at home and I was homeschooling my kids, we were living on the road. I've had a wild life, but anyways, I had a podcast. And so I had done that. And then when I moved to Douglas, some people who I knew I had a podcast and they had listened. And then Dennis was looking for somebody. And so actually his wife, Vicki, knew, so that's how that ended up. And because I wasn't afraid to go in front of a mic and record an ad or anything like that. So that was a really cool experience.
Well, it's like I told you, I just ran into Vicki the other day when I was getting some medicine for an infected tooth. She's like, how's Brandi? I love Brandi. I miss seeing Brandi all the time. And she was telling me how she would sometimes pick the boys up and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Well, and I really liked, so Dennis, those of you who know Dennis, he is a great storyteller and he also loves the history of, and so he would tell me, like, if somebody would come in to put an ad on the radio, he'd be like, yeah, so their grandma bought this store back in, whatever the story was. And I was fascinated with that because I wasn't familiar with the stories in Converse County yet. So
well, that's really cool.
kind of a fun time.
Yeah. So then you kind of went from that, and then, like you said, where are you from originally? You've
Yeah.
lived on the road.
So I'm originally from Utah. I lived in a small part of Salt Lake County up until my junior year.
Mhm.
And then I moved to Duchesne County. It's south of Rock Springs, Vernal area. Small town there. So that's where I grew up. And I had gone to my uncle's ranch in Pinedale, and I had a couple cousins that lived there and everything. So I'd lived with them during the summers when I was like 12, 13, 14. I loved Wyoming, and I saw that there was a vet tech program at Eastern Wyoming College. Figured it was probably just like Pinedale.
Right.
It's not, spoiler alert. So I went to college in Torrington. That's where I met my husband. Long story short, we got married. He's a welder. We ended up following his career on the road. So we've lived in a camper, fifth wheel, on and off for 10 years with our 3 kids, 2 dogs, 2 adults in a camper.
All the fun things that go with that.
Yeah, so that's why we ended up renting out our house and doing those kind of things.
Well, that was one of the other fun things. We didn't even know you actually were my neighbor, or well, not my neighbor, my dad's neighbor for a while when you first came to Douglas.
Yep. So I just lived down the river.
Yeah. So now you're in Glen Rock, and let's see, the boys are in high school at the Glen Rock High School.
2 high school boys and a junior high daughter.
Yeah.
So we have 3 kiddos. So that was part of the reason. So my husband's from Wyoming, and it was getting to be about the time that we needed to settle down. The kids wanted to do, 4-H, FFA, have animals, do sports, instead of moving around from job to job with the oil field. So that's, and a company he was working for brought him up to Douglas. And so that's when we decided to settle. So we hung up our camper keys and stopped being gypsies. And then we ended up here in Rolling Hills, Glen Rock. And I got the kids here. And
yeah. Well, and they're active in football.
The boys play football, wrestling, track, lifting, weightlifting. And then my daughter, she's not into sports yet or anything, but they all do 4-H and FFA.
And do you do a lot of the competitions for that 4-H and the FFA?
Not too much other than just county fair. They've done, the craft things, that they make projects or something. But we don't do too many other. I feel like we're too busy for more.
It takes a lot of time
with all the sports, and then the boys work during the summer, and so.
Well, it's been a few times we've been recording or doing a video or showings or whatever. And I'm not the only one that gets an animal call. Because you're
sure, I've had cows out on the road. I had a video guy. Actually, you were videoing when my cow hit me. I had a cow in one of the videos that I did previously. And Tyler was doing a drone, so he wasn't videoing me. But yeah, so we've got funny little animals. I've had dogs out, cows out.
I was leaving I took the kids to school this morning, and the vultures will line the fence posts down at the house in the morning and spread their wings to warm the wings and everything in the sun. And I haven't seen them for a little while. Candace thinks it's creepy as hell. She's like, this freaks me out.
Creepy.
It'll just be like 15, 20 plus, just every post, and they just sit there with their wings out and don't move until we drive by. And I was coming home from taking the kids to school this morning, and there was one on a post all the way down just at the curve, and I was like, that's kind of weird. I've never seen them it was one of the wild cats. It was a black cat sitting on top of the fence post with its tail wrapped around the post. I was like,
Okay.
this is weird.
Now it's Halloween. Gosh.
Yes,
sorry,
it must be
flies.
Halloween. So, what do you like most about now that you've settled in Converse County? You've lived in Douglas, now you're in Glen Rock. What's your
Yeah.
favorite part?
Well, I don't know. I really I like a lot of things. I like Douglas and Glen Rock. I really like Converse County. I'm still involved in, the 4-H and everything with there. My favorite part is probably, um,
Don't know. It's one of those
yeah. I mean, there's great people.
floating the river. That's
Floating the river is fun.
they wreck the summer.
Yes. Most of the time, floating the river is fun. I've made good friends here. It's a good place.
Well, you're kind of stuck right. You're right in the middle between Casper and Douglas, because I know you've had a lot of clients and sold homes in Casper, Glen Rock, as well as Douglas.
Yeah.
So you're kind of experienced in all three, but you're kind of sitting perfectly in the middle.
Yeah. It is kind of nice that we're still small town. I'm a small town girl. I'm not, even though I was raised in Salt Lake County, and my class, if I would have graduated there, had like 1,000 kids in my class. But I'm a small town girl. So I do like the small town, but it is kind of nice just having Casper right there if I have to.
Need something.
I need something. Of course, the other thing I think is cool about small towns is, and I think Douglas and Glen Rock has still some good stores that you can still go to, and you don't always have to run to Casper. So
Right.
That's nice.
It's always nice to get surprised
Yeah.
when you walk into a store that you've been in before, and you're like, oh, I didn't see this before.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first went to Douglas, like I went into Shadows and I was like, I'm just gonna come hang out in the store and like literally go down every aisle. They have some really cool stuff.
I always find something unique there, if it's a birthday or
I love going
something.
there for gifts.
Yep. I always get Candace something for there. She really likes candles, and the last one I found, it was called I think it's called like the matchmaking candle or whatever. But it's a metal frame, and the wick or the wax is only about this big around.
Okay.
But it coils.
Oh, I've seen that.
And then each inch is an hour. And that's how they used to time things back.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Just random.
Yeah.
So it's all sorts of nifty little things that you get surprised
Actually, now that just kind of reminded me, I think my favorite part about Converse County is the history. I love learning the history, like the old cowboy cemetery and the museums, the fort. Like, there's just some really cool history here that I really enjoy.
Well, that was one of my favorite parts, sitting in the office with my dad when one of his friends would come in and they'd just start talking. And I'd get to hear all the old stories about Douglas and growing up in a small town in Wyoming in the 50s, because he graduated in 1960. So he lived there from 45 on.
Yeah.
So, he used to ride the school bus with a shotgun. And they'd go duck hunting at the pond after school by the cemetery.
No big deal. Everyone did it.
Ride the school bus with a cap gun now, and you won't make it very far.
No kidding. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And the trail, the Oregon Trail, Mormon Trail. I have ancestors that came on that Mormon Trail to settle Utah.
Oh, really?
And I didn't put that together until after we had moved here. I was like, I knew, Martin's Cove and that kind of stuff, and we've gone to, but I didn't realize it's literally right outside of town. So that was really cool too. It kind of brings
everything kind of
history together. So that's kind of cool.
That's what the kids skipped school with me, and I had a video thing up by Atlantic City. So we were looking at the gold mines, and then the Mormon Trail and the Oregon Trail, and I was like, well, at least I can kind of make a skip day educational a little bit. Not, I don't know anything about it, other than say, hey, look, go stand by the sign, I'll take a picture.
Yeah, let's read the little sign. That's actually what I loved about homeschool is you can make everything educational and it's still fun.
Oh yeah.
So.
That's teachers don't get enough credit, and I don't know how you could do it as homeschool.
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't easy, and it's not like I was this. Oh, it was rough, but
I think we can all relate to that thanks to COVID, and we all had to homeschool for a while, and we'd never done it before.
It's horrible.
Oh, it was crazy.
I had homeschooled and I hated it. It was rough.
Well, and I'll have to show you, because we've talked a couple of times just while we're visiting and doing stuff, getting ready for videos. I actually flew the drone over Laparelle.
Oh yeah.
Now that the dam's gone.
Oh, I want to.
So I've got video of the dam no more.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get down as close as I wanted to because I was losing signal, but I was like, that's because I have pictures I've taken because I take off down by Natural Bridge, so it was on this end of the dam looking up the reservoir, and now there's just nothing there. And Candace's uncle had texted me or messaged me on Facebook after I posted a little clip of it. He's like, what's the story? And I was like, oh, well, here.
Yeah.
I don't think he was expecting the story other than just, I thought that looked cool. But yeah, there's always a story in the small towns.
There really is. And like in 10 years from now or whatever, like 50 years from now, like that's history. We're living history. Everybody lives history, but sometimes you forget about it.
Well, have you spent the time in First American at closings?
No, not too. Oh, the pictures on the wall and stuff. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Those are really cool to look at. I had one. I'll show it to you. It was a picture of downtown Douglas, and I don't know when it was. It was hanging in our office. Mom and Dad, I think Grandpa had it. I don't know, but it was dirt streets.
That's all.
And the Center Street, Center and Second, the big white building there on the corner. So that's there. The college is where it's the bar now. That building is there, but it's dirt streets, and it's a panoramic picture from down Second looking up Center and around. And so I took one of my cameras and set it and redid the exact same picture. So I have them before.
How many years apart?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's just the little things, like you said, about small towns that you.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting too. Like it's not just this is a oil field town or this is, a mining town. Like what made these towns, it's just really cool.
Well, and the people too.
Yeah.
It was when my dad was in high school, Hamilton, if you go right down or directly behind Ace Hardware, I have a picture of my dad laying in his front yard because my grandpa used to build homes.
Oh, okay.
And he's laying in the front yard and there's nothing behind him. None of the houses, the high school, none of that was there. And he would be able to tell me about the west side of the river was dirt road. So it's just, and I think back, and you probably never even experienced it, the bridge over the North Platte as you're going through town, that was 2-lane when I was in high school.
Oh, really?
That was sketchy.
Oh, funny. Yeah, that would be interesting. I had only been to Douglas, I believe, one other time, maybe twice, because when I was staying with my uncle on his ranch, we did horse 4-H, and we did a horse camp over here in Douglas. So I loved that. We stayed in the dorms. We ate at the cafeteria. Now I'm like, guys, why aren't you using this? I loved it as a kid. Our horses were stabled, and we used each one of. It was a great experience. So I remember coming from that for that, and then my mom worked for Maverick. And she had to go and visit every Maverick in Wyoming, Montana. There's only a couple. And I don't know if there was actually a Maverick here at the time, but I vaguely remember coming through. I could be wrong, but I think I came through here when I was a kid. But that's really it because it's far away from Utah.
Right.
So.
When you've been taking trips back and forth, how long does it take you to get back to
Depends
where
on
you're
what
from?
part, but like my sister now lives in Vernal area, and it takes about 6 hours. So
Okay.
where my parents ended up settling, where my dad was from before he passed, and it was like 10 and a half hours.
Mm-hmm. So you've got your mom's with you.
Yep, she moved here after my dad passed away.
And then how many siblings do you have?
I have 2. I'm the youngest of 3. So I have my sister, then my brother, and then me.
So you're the youngest one.
Yeah.
How's that growing up?
That's good. I, of course, was the angel. My siblings said I was spoiled, but I don't think so.
I was the oldest. I think I said that about my little sister.
Yeah.
And I know my kids say that about my youngest child.
Yeah. I get it. Same thing. Like my youngest, everyone says that she's spoiled. Also, I'm just more tired, or I've realized like the stuff I was worried about at this age didn't really matter. It's the stuff that's like when they're teenagers that really matters. So I do let her get away with more. So maybe she is spoiled.
I think it's just a perspective thing.
It is.
And we are coming into that too a lot because as my younger kids are getting older, I'm hearing a lot of my older kids
Say the same thing.
We couldn't do that. Well, we weren't allowed to do that. We had never done this before.
Yeah.
We're used to it now.
Kids.
Yeah, you don't understand. I mean, I remember we used to disconnect the doorbell.
Oh yeah.
So nobody would wake
the kids
the
up.
first one. Yeah. We didn't want anybody to ring the doorbell and wake the kid up. We'd disconnect the doorbell.
I think it's so funny when the first time mom, it's like, oh, this, and it's like, yeah, wait, two more kids, you'll be over it.
Yeah, just wait. So you've done all those things. So you're very active with chasing the kids around, all of their activities. I know you were in Vegas for the weightlifting competition. Football, she's getting out of the trick-or-treating downtown next week because she gets to go to Lyman for football on Halloween. And then obviously other school activities. And then you've got real estate and you've got the animals here. What do you like to do for your fun spare time?
Fun spare time. I like to be lazy and be by myself.
The quiet time.
Yes. I know it's terrible, but yeah, just honestly like lazy. And we have a hot tub. I like to just soak in the hot tub and just chill. I never would have thought I was an introvert, but I don't know if it's as I got older or as I had kids or whatever, but I just need a lot of downtime. Like I don't want to socialize all the time. And I think we talk about that. Like I love the idea of all of these really cool things to do in the community. That's another thing I think is great about Wyoming is even their small towns, they have great things. And like with the 5th penny tax, almost every little town has a rec center. That's not like that in Utah. That I didn't experience that. And I'm like, there's always little things going on. And I think that's great until I have to walk out the door and go. And then I'm like, nah, I'll just stay home.
Did you find out you volunteered for something?
Yeah. I mean, and I do like to help too, but I do need downtime. I don't really like to socialize a whole ton.
I was talking recently with an agent in Casper, and she said, really, I think realtors or agents are outgoing introverts.
I know that could be me.
I think that's a real good way to describe it.
I love talking to somebody like this.
Yeah.
But like, then also I need to chill, or I don't like a bunch of people.
The group, all the noise that goes along with it. Yeah.
When I was first doing real estate, I had somebody, a group come from out of town, and they were with me I feel like 24/7 for like 3 days straight, and I drove them, and like it was like I was just mentally and emotionally exhausted after peopling all day. And they were great, and it was just that I'm like, oh no. So when we had the rule of like, actually that's not safe, you're taking on the liability, you're all of those things, I'm like, cool, they can go in their own car, at least then I can have quiet.
A little bit of quiet.
So no offense if you go in your own car.
Well, that's a thing too. I mean, it used to be everybody would just they'd jump in the car and away you'd go. You'd drive off with a stranger. But yeah, safety
Dangerous.
concerns and all the things that have come around, it's changed where now it's like, okay, you follow me and I'll
Yeah.
meet you over there. Here's the address, and everybody
Mhm.
GPSs it and meets at the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was laughing because I know you had those buyers recently, and you spent pretty much all day showing houses in Casper.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is so much fun. I'm having fun.
Well, yeah, they were great. They were good friends. But again, then I just had that little bit of time in between showings by myself.
Yep.
So yeah, it was fun. I actually really like out of state buyers that come and we go all day. It's fun too when you're showing and you just show a house here that day or two houses and then two the next day or whatever. But I do like to just like, let's go for a couple days and like look at 10 houses and then you can compare and you have choices. I like that.
I think that's a better way to do it. I had clients in Casper, and they both worked full time, and they had young kids. So when they were looking, it was okay, Thursday night, line up as many as you can because that's our free night. And it got to be, we would see like 8 or 10 houses in one evening after
Wow.
5. We'd start at 5 and go until 9. And then it was, we're at the last house and the details are getting muddy. Well, I like that one, but I didn't like the way that bathroom was. And he's like, no, that bathroom was at this house.
Yes.
So yeah, so when you kind of spread it out.
Well, yeah. I also have them take notes because you forget that too, especially when you've seen 10
Yes.
houses, get them muddy. But
So that's basically what your experience is and everything. What are you looking forward to? Because what is your goal? Because I don't know. As a broker, my whole thing is I want you agents, whoever we're working with, you're doing your own thing. I'm here to support you and provide the backup or help answer questions or find answers if I don't know it, those types of things. Where are you looking for or looking towards for your business?
my business and real estate.
You're not Johnston Realty, you're Brandi. You're Converse County Home.
And we're brokered by.
Yeah. So where are you wanting to go?
I actually really enjoy real estate. And it wasn't just for the money, but I really enjoy it. I do love the idea of branding myself. I love that that's a thing because nobody hires ABC company. Well, I mean, and if you do, you do, but that's not really, I love the person to person. So I want people to know me as Brandi. And to get to know me. So I really love that. And my goal is to let people know because I am newer to the area. I've only been in Converse County since 2019. So I don't have all of my friends and family and everybody here. But I am a local person. I live here. I play here. I work here. So I think social media helps get that out and to get to know me more as a person. And it's not that I have to go and schmooze everybody. So I really do like that if then they can kind of see what I'm about, what I like, how to help people. My goal as a real estate agent is really to bring that modern marketing, which you help with, the videos and all of that stuff, as well as a very the code of the West ethics. I am very good, like big on, we all have our realtor ethics, but like a handshake means something to me. Like I live here. You live here. You're gonna see that person. Like I'm not gonna be salesy, schmoozy, or anything, but I'm gonna be good, and I am going to be somebody that you can rely on. But I'm not just also somebody, well, this is how it was always done. No, there are innovative things happening. Stuff happens in real estate. You got to stay on top of it. We don't have to just do it like did in the 60s, So that's kind of where I see my business going. That's bringing that aspect, both the small town and the excellence of other ways to do it.
Yeah, and I really like that. And that's I'm excited to work with somebody who's wanting to do those types of things, and I've had, I mean, my office, my grandpa started it in Douglas in '58, and then it was only family. I mean, they had an agent maybe here or there a couple
Okay.
times, but it was just family. Started with grandpa, and then it went to my dad, and it's funny because he would tell stories, and then I would catch me and my dad reliving this, the same shit he and his dad lived. So like
So there are things.
fax machines. The fax machine came along,
Uh-huh.
and my dad went and bought one because it was a fax machine,
Yeah.
and you could fax the contract to the title office.
Instead of having to drive it or walk it down there.
And my grandfather was so pissed. He's like, "Why are you wasting your money on this, HR?" So the title office, are you too good to walk across the street to the title office and deliver the contract?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were in a class and we were arguing over, my dad and I were actually in a class with Steve Willoughby,
Uh-huh.
and we were arguing over e-signatures
Oh, mm-hmm.
and electronic contracts. And he's like, you should be sitting in front of them. You should be looking at them in the eye,
Mm-hmm.
signing it, answering their questions. You shouldn't be sending it an email and never looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having a debate, he and I, back and forth, and Steve was just laughing. And then finally at the end of it, he kind of let everybody in on the joke. He said, not only, because there was a bunch of the old timers
Uh-huh.
and some younger guys that were embracing the new technology and the innovations that were coming along. And he said, the really funny thing is he goes, that's his broker. He goes, then it gets really funny because that's his dad.
And that's why he can argue with his broker like that.
Well, and when I bought the drone in 2017,
Uh-huh.
my dad looked at it and he's like,
That's dumb. Nobody's gonna.
how much was that? It was $1,500. That's stupid. But then after I made one video, he looked at it and he was like, I'll pay for half of that damn thing. I was like, that's as good as I'm going to get. But there's so much new stuff that's coming along. And I feel like you learned a lot about it at conference. And I didn't go. I had other stuff going on. That was the one I really wanted to go to. But Wyoming is we're still rural.
Mm-hmm.
We have access to all the things,
Yep.
but the things here take longer to change.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said, you've got to be ready for those things as they're coming. And I really like how excited you are about all the different AI tools and stuff, and how, I mean, it's there. Great.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
But now it's getting into, okay, now how do we take those new things and implement it to actually use it for our businesses?
Yeah. Yeah. And but we still have the person face to face, just like your dad was worried about losing that with email signatures. A lot of people, and it makes sense, like they're worried about losing the same thing with AI. And I want to make sure that I do both.
Right.
And so that's an exciting time to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to let everybody know about you? And
No, I can't think of anything.
put her on the spot. What else? What else?
That's about it. I'm not that entertaining.
Sure. Well, okay. So you also do have. Do you still do the podcast, or are you kind of
No.
do the podcast? But she does have ConverseCountyHome.com. So that's a great place to learn about all the stuff Converse County, activities, and then all of her real estate content is also
I
shared
do like
there.
to stay involved in politics and in the laws and that kind of stuff. That's like, I guess, maybe a hobby that I do listen to true crime podcasts and
Well, you did say you wanted to be
things like that.
Thought you should have been a lawyer at some point.
Yeah, I feel like that I might have missed my call, but I'm not going to law school. So that's kind of fun too, with you having your dad was a lawyer, and I think that's very interesting. So I do like to stay involved that kind of way.
Well, you're also very involved in like the library stuff, and even you going to those meetings and stuff as well.
Yeah, I just think that it's important to be civically involved. I was raised by a civically involved. They were in the American Legion or they were in the Lions Club, and they sat on the town board, and all of that kind of stuff. And I hadn't really gotten into that because I had a lot of stuff going on. I think as time goes on, and my kids are graduating or whatever, then I'll have more time. But I do like to go to the board, or if I hear things going on, I'll go talk to the county commissioner, or I like to be involved and to know what's going on. So.
Well, that's a big part of our business too, as realtors and agents, to know what's happening with the town.
There really is a lot of
planning, zoning, ordinances, all that type of stuff plays into being able to answer questions for people.
Yeah, and I think too, it's helpful for somebody in real estate to know what's going on and to pay attention to that and to explain, like, okay, if we do this zoning thing, then it might affect you in this way, but it could affect your property values in this way. And like just somebody who's actually in it in a different, it's good to have that conversation. So I can't say never, because never say never, but I don't really see myself going into politics, but I just like to be involved and to know what's going on and to bring that to, I talk about that on my social media and that kind of stuff. And just, it's not me telling you an opinion. It's just, this is what's happening. This is what I see. This is,
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, and if any of you are interested in learning more about Brandi or following her on her social medias, we'll link those all below. And you'll have to click on that. You do have to click on the TikTok, because there is the video of her getting headbutted by the cow. And you went viral with that for, how many views did you get?
I don't even remember now. It was millions, but yeah.
So if you want to see the million views of Brandi, there you go.
Yep. There you go.
Well, that's what we were filming, and that was fantastic. I mean, it happened. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And Ryan was laughing.
My husband was that one who actually caught it on video because he was doing the drone stuff.
But he's like, yeah, I recorded it. And he showed me the video. And I was like, oh my God. And then I looked at her. I was like, are you going to post that? She's like, yep, sure am. And you did. That was fantastic.
It was good. I mean, I do dumb things sometimes.
We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and for Brandi for spending some time with us to let us know more about Brandi. So
thanks. Sweet.
Cool. What do you think?
I think great.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.